I thought the multiverse was just something you hear about in Marvel movies and science fiction, but I think we are actually living in a parallel universe right now. That is the only explanation I can come up with for the fact that South Africa have named the same starting 15 for a second consecutive week. Can't remember the last time that happened. What's going on? A 5-3 split and the same starting 15? It could be, because the game is at Twickenham this weekend, it could be that, like, Rassie Erasmus is channeling his inner Steve Borthwick and doing the kind of safe and sensible option. Unlikely, because Rassie Erasmus is his own man. This is just his version of being a maverick now, isn't it? Rassie being a maverick is going 5-3 split and picking the same starting 15. So yeah, maybe it is a parallel universe, and I've just woken up in it. In which case, I'm imagining next World Cup, Ireland are going to get to a World Cup semi-final. France are going to send a full-strength team on the July Test Internationals next year. Scotland's props are all going to be Scottish. New Zealand's fans are going to be 100% behind their head coach at all times. And England are going to be everyone's second favourite team. Could happen. Same starting 15. Albeit, Oxenche hopefully will actually take to the field this time. He was named last week and then was pulled out of the lineup with Boan Venter starting and Marco van Staden coming in on the bench. But Oxenche is fit to start this week, hence the same starting 15. There is a few tweaks on the bench. Jan-Hendrik Wessels goes back to loosehead prop. Boan Venter did nothing wrong, but he's rotated out. You've got Bongi and Benambi coming in at hooker. And you've got Jesse Creel in for Andre Esterhuizen. Other than that, it is exactly the same. And I'm thinking, and tell me what you reckon to this. I think this is what Rassie Erasmus considers his strongest available team. Full bore box is what I think this selection is. And the reason I say that is, in the press conference, Rassie Erasmus, when he was asked about Oxenche and some of the changes, Grant Williams as well, he said he could have played Grant Williams and Oxenche last week, but as a precaution, because they had a slight knock, he decided not to. And when you've got the depth of the squad that the Boks have got, why take the risk? Had it been a World Cup knockout game, I'm absolutely certain, from what he said, that Oxenche and Grant Williams would have been included. Which, again, leads me to the thinking that this is the strongest available team as Rassie Erasmus sees it. Albeit there are a couple of players out injured currently, Kurtley Arendse being one, and he might be the one player that you could think would have a good chance of getting into the starting 15. As good as Ethan Hooker has been, he might then move to be the number 23 and does cover wing and centre. And Jesse Creel might be the guy that drops out. On the bench, there is a question mark as well. So starting 15, strongest available. Then there is a question mark over, is Bongi and Benambi the strongest available hooker? He has not been at his best in recent games. And you did wonder whether this was, with the number of players that are well into their 30s, you did wonder whether Bongi and Benambi, maybe like Villy Leroux, might be one of the players who is gradually started to be phased out with other guys coming in. Jan-Hendrik Wessels has played at hooker there. You've got Marnus van der Merwe who's been given time, but Bongi and Benambi is back. He will want to have, maybe even more motivated than any other player on the park, he will want to have a big game, because I think Bongi and Benambi will probably recognise as much credit and pedigree as he has got in the bank, you have to deliver if you're in this squad, because there are great players waiting to take your spot. So that's going to be a really, really interesting one. And Jesse Creel as well. Is that the strongest available? I think Andre Esterhuizen's been fantastic. He does give a little bit of flexibility, make it more of a 5.5, 2.5 bench rather than a straight 5-3. Jesse Creel has been captain. He's been so dependable. He's been absolutely brilliant. That partnership with Andre Esterhuizen is about as strong as centre partnerships have been since Marnonu and Conrad Smith. So hard to argue there. Is he best available right now? Well, again, he will want to make a statement because he will feel the pressure of the players, Canan Moody being brilliant, Ethan Hooker, who can play centre, and there are other young players coming through as well. But here's my thinking with that one. I'm just looking at the absolute sheer frightening wheels that could be unleashed in the second half. Think about a back line, and this is where I think maybe Jesse Creel's selection comes in. Him being there and not Andre Esterhuizen says that if there is an inside centre injury, something happens to Damien Dialende, or you want to make a tactical change there, it's Damien Willemse who will step up to 12. And then Jesse Creel can cover outside centre wing, so can Moody, so can Hooker. And Sasha Feinberg and Gomazulu could cover 15. So could Colby. So they've got options there. But the 12 position, if something were to happen, would most likely be Willems's, which, think about second half, jet fuel, absolute wheels. Grant Williams, scrum half. Marnie Libok at 10. Rapid so far. Centres, Damien Willemse, and then Moody or Creel. Rapid. Add that to the back three of Cheslin Colby, scrum cap wearing Power Ranger, pocket rocket. Ethan Hooker or Caden Moody, stepping out one. Rapid. Fullback, Sasha Feinberg and Gomazulu. Wheels. Wheels, creativity, 4 days. That could be... I don't know. I'm trying to think. The Argentinian backline is rapid as well. But could that be the fastest backline that we've seen in international rugby? There must have been one faster. Tell me one faster. Like pure, like greyhound speed of all of those guys. It's potentially frightening, and I wonder if that might be the thought with Jesse Creel rather than Andre Esterhazen. Let's get Willemse into that second playmaker. You could have Libok, Willemse, Sasha, 3 playmakers, and just rapid wheels everywhere. And so long as the guys up front, just as they did at the weekend, actually get that physical go forward, then the ball will be on a plate as it was. And when you look back at that game from the weekend, the speed at which the ball was available, because South Africa were winning collisions, and Peter Steph Toy just being godlike, and Jasper Wiese making a massive difference, and the rest of them not far behind. Ruan Norkier, just the work rate to hit so many rucks and make that ball clean and on a plate. You could see why they would be thinking that. So that is my thought. It's pretty obviously it was a really frightening performance. It's at Twickenham, as I mentioned. I am going to be at Twickenham at the game, so I'll be covering that one there. I'm looking forward to seeing 2 great rugby teams and the Rugby Championship in my home nation. I feel sorry for the people of Argentina that they're being robbed, but I only feel a little bit sorry because I get to see the game. And by the way, actually, there is an event that's happening on Friday night at the Wolfpack pub in Fulham. If you're around the area and you fancy an evening of rugby, it's Tony Brown and friends, and that means new development. I'm one of Tony Brown's friends because I'm there, and I'm humble and very happy to be one of the people that will be on the panel. I think Matt Pearce as well, Supersport commentator. I think he might be popping along. There could be some other rugby luminaries, but yeah, there you go. Egg Chasers officially mates with Tony Brown. I will go and pick his brain about the about Tony Ball. I'd love to actually. I'm genuinely interested to know what he thinks about the phrase Tony Ball and what his perception is of. I mean, he won't give trade secrets away, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be picking his brain for sure. And I will see you there if you are coming down to the Wolfpack in Fulham on Friday night ahead of the game on Saturday. But here's another thought. I've got a little fact for you about this Bok 23, because it has been described as kind of, oh, this is next gen box, this is the future, and I do definitely think it has got a 2027 feel about it, with Sasha Feinberg and Gomazulu, Lisan Al Gaib, the one that was promised, the voice from the outer world, very good player. You know what I think about Sasha FM, my favourite radio station. He's 23. You've got Ethan Hooker, who's 22. Kanan Moody, who's 22. Sorry, Sasha's 22 and Ethan Hooker's 23. Got it the wrong way around. You've got Jan Hendrik Vessel's 24. Damien Willemse won 2 World Cups. He's only 27. He could end up being the most decorated player in the history of rugby ever. We'll wait and see about that. But it does change the complexion of the box side. Nonetheless, when you crunch the numbers, it is quite interesting to see the average age is just a shade under 30. There are still 14 players in their 30s. You've got Malcolm Marks, 31, Ebenet Sabeth, 33, Sia Khaleesi, 33, Peter Steph Toy, 34, Cobus Reinach, 35, Damien Dialende, 33, Cheslin Colby, 31, Grant Williams, 32, RG Sneeman's 30, Bongi and Benambi's 34, Jesse Creel's 31. So there is tons of experience, and that is showcased with the 49.6 caps. Now, I'm not saying this as a criticism. I actually think 29 is about perfect. That's about where you would want it. Just around about 29, 30. I think 30 was the average age of the South Africa 2023 World Cup winning side. And when I think back to England winning in 2003, and you think back to New Zealand winning in 11 and 15, massive amounts of experience and some players that have been around the block and done it. So as much as there is some next-gen box coming into this team, it's still incredibly experienced. And I still think there's probably one or two or maybe even three of the guys in this matchday squad that probably won't make it to the World Cup in 2027. Who knows? And that could be Bongi and Mbambi. That could end up being Sia Khaleesi. Who knows? The point being, there is a massive production line, and I just quite like the fact that there is still loads of experience, and that it's still average age just under 30 and average caps around about 50. Those are good numbers. Those are very, very good numbers. And saying all that, it still feels like it's been freshened up, doesn't it? So, yeah, there we go. That's the team. Let me know what you think. We've got to wait another couple of days until we get the Argentinian side, until we get the New Zealand and Australia team. So there we go. Keep it bubbling away till then. I'll have some URC, Premiership, and other such videos coming in the channel soon. So hit subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next one. And I'll see you in London on Friday if you come in, or at the game in the stadium.